Hey, what's up YouTube? What is going on? Today we're going to be doing a review and talking about the Body Glove Performer 11-foot inflatable stand-up paddleboard from Costco. This thing is a steal of a deal at $3.99. I just recently bought one. I took it out on Lake Michigan just off the Chicago shoreline this morning. Had a great time with it. Very happy with my purchase. So in this video, I wanted to give a little bit of a review. I wanted to talk a little bit about getting an inflatable board versus getting a hard-shelled board. And then also wanted to talk about this particular board. So I'm not a super experienced stand-up paddleboarder. Whenever I go to Lake Michigan, I always rent boards. I've been out on friends' boards. My folks lived in South Carolina for about 5 years. So whenever I go down and visit, I always rent a board and either go out in the ocean or go on some of the little intercoastal waterways and things. So I've been out on boards a number of times, but I've never really owned a board. Was a little bit skeptical of getting a soft-shelled board, or an inflatable board. I kind of pictured it being like, standing up on an inflatable raft. Like, yeah, it's not going to be too enjoyable. I was pleasantly surprised by how firm these things get, and I will be dropping in some shots of me paddleboarding this morning, and maybe a quick video or two. Didn't bring the right attachment for my GoPro, so don't have a ton of footage. But what you're going to get here, you're going to get this board, which actually rolls up and fits in this bag right here. So you get the bag, you get a paddle, which breaks down into 3 pieces, and it's also adjustable. You get a repair kit. You get a little body glove, dry bag for your phone. This is only my only real complaint about the package. Maybe I didn't have it sealed good enough, but as soon as I got out in water, it was just really steamy inside the bag, and I couldn't really see my phone screen, so I kept having to take it out. You get your leash, and then you get your pump. This pump breaks apart in 2 pieces. Kind of handy here. It has a gauge here, so you're not having to check PSI. The gauge will go into a green. You blow it up to 15 PSI. A lot of people say like the best inflatable boards out there blow up to 20. I was pretty happy with this board, but yeah, basically this little dial will go into the green area when it's fully pumped up. Just twist the, is it the front or the, I think it's the back. On the front of it, there's a little piece that comes off, and the hose plugs right in here, and you pump it up. It's a 2-function pump. I know I'm using the wrong word for this, but essentially on the downstroke and the upstroke, it's pumping air into the board. So what you're going to want to do is set it on 2, so both your strokes are pumping air, and then once it starts to take some shape, you can turn it back to 1. It's going to be a little bit easier to pump, and they do pump up pretty quick. I've seen some YouTubers saying that they were able to get it to take shape in about 45 seconds and have it pumped up in about 2 minutes. Wasn't really my experience. The first time I pumped it up, it took me a little over 10 minutes. And today at the beach, I got it pumped up pretty quick, but it's definitely not a 2 or 3 minute job. And it is a nice workout, especially on a hot day, getting the thing pumped up before you even head out onto the water. So as far as hardboard versus inflatable, obviously hardboard's going to take up more space storage at your house. You're also going to need a roof rack to transport it around. But it is going to track through the water a little bit better. It's going to be a little bit sturdier. And I mean, in a perfect world, I would probably pick a hardboard. As far as the inflatables, like I said, I was skeptical, but I was pleasantly surprised, like how firm and how stable this is. Doesn't track through the water quite as good as a hardboard, and doesn't turn quite as well. But aside from that, I was really impressed with how sturdy it was. I never fell down one single time. What else is kind of cool too? This is a carrying handle, but you can also strap a water bottle into here. And then you got this netting here for your dry bag. I put my dry bag on here, clipped it around these strings, and everything stayed on perfectly fine. My real only complaint, I was out on Lake Michigan today, so pretty big body of water, and I was at Montrose Beach. So there's kind of a seawall or a break at one point, so it's a little bit less wavy than out in the open water. I did paddle all the way out past the break. And the water started getting a little bit choppier, and I didn't really have much challenge balancing or anything like that. One thing I will say with this board, and I'm not sure if it's because it's an inflatable or because the nose kind of curves up a little bit, but I noticed when it started getting kind of choppy or kind of wavy, the boat was wanting to kind of slap on the waves and things like that. It was almost like a boat going over waves, obviously, I guess, as you'd expect, but it was kind of starting to slap. And that a couple times almost made me lose my balance. But, I was on my phone, like, recording some stuff. I was sitting down, standing up. on my knees, and all in all, it was very sturdy. Was very happy with the ride. Like I said, if I already had a roof rack, if I lived by the water or something like that, yeah, I might spring for a hard board. But all in all, very pleased with this. I'm going to keep it. When I bought it, I specifically bought it from Costco because I knew if I was unhappy with it, they'd let me take it back and I could swap it out for a hard shell board. Costco does have a really nice foam board with I believe a I keep wanting to say plexiglass, fiberglass shell on it. I want to say seems pretty good. It's only $2.99. That's the board I actually wanted to get. But after seeing I was going to have to get a roof rack and then get like all the attachments for the roof rack, that was going to be another $200-300. So I figured, I'm just going to try this one out. So yeah, like I said, I parked out of maybe a half mile from Montrose Beach, hiked to the beach with this thing on my back, had all my stuff in it, was set up and in the water probably within about 10 minutes. And very pleased with the ride. So all in all, very happy. If you guys are new to paddleboarding, you're wanting to get a paddleboard, maybe you've been out on some friends' boards and things like that. I know how confusing it can be buying a new board. Like, do I buy an inflatable? Do I buy a hard one? Which brand? Should I spend like $1,500 on my first board, or should I get a cheap one and see if I really like it? So for $400, this is about as good as you're gonna find. Like I said, I think Costco's other. Actually, let's take a look. I was going to try to find the other board that I was thinking about buying, but Costco's online selection and the in-store selection are two entirely different lists of products, so I'm not going to be able to find it for you. But yeah, all in all, very, very happy with my purchase. If you're on the fence thinking about getting something, if having it be easily transportable and easily stored is important to you, would definitely highly recommend the body glove. You can get it at Costco, $3.99. I have seen people on Amazon reselling these things, but they're asking like $700-800. So if you don't have a Costco membership, it's well worth it to go sign up for one just to buy this. Or I think most people probably got a friend or neighbor or somebody with one who'd probably go buy it for you. So yeah, if you guys have any questions about this, how I like it, my experience with it, or anything specifically about the board, please drop a comment below, and I'd be happy to respond to you. Thanks a lot for watching, guys, and I'll catch you on the next video.